So my dad just retired. He also moved, and I figured it would be a good time to make him a little gift. It's going to make him a little plaque for his dining room, his new dining room, and figured I'd document the process because a lot of people like to know how to do these types of things, or at least watch my disasters ensue as I try new things. So here we go. First step I've decided is to give this a nice light sanding to kind of smooth it out a little bit. It's also kind of taking off some of this. I did buy stain, so maybe I'll stain it also just to get a nice even color going. This is just a regular sanding sponge, just one of the bulk ones from Sherwin-Williams, I think. I wrote 60 on it, so I'm assuming it's 60 grit, in case you're wondering. Now I have a damp paper towel here that I'm just going to wipe down the fine dust that's still on it. The dust is actually quite fine for some reason, and I'm choking on it. So wear a mask when you do this. So in the spirit of trying new things, I also got this, enamel stain. I don't know if this is supposed to be used for this or not, but I wanted to try it. It was on sale. Michael's had crazy discount going on, so why not? So we're going to give this a try. It's mud color enamel stain by Creative Effects Testers. And I looked online to find the directions, and it seems pretty straightforward, so we'll see how this goes. And there you have it. That's the one coat of stain, so we'll see what that looks like when it's dry. And in case you were wondering, I used about this much of the bottle right here. This is where the level is right now. So from here up, that's how much I used for that size, which I think is like 17 by 11 or something inches. So still more than half a bottle left, which is cool. Next up, I'm going to give this stuff a try. Yes, puppy. Hi. I had gotten this a little while ago with some milk paint to give a try. I got some milk paint for this project, so why not use the sealer / bonder or whatever this primer sealer thingy is for it. So I don't know, hopefully it works. I'm going to give a spray to seal this in / prime it, and yeah, and then we'll paint on top of that. I'm going to try and run this through the airbrush, see if that works. Ah. Okay, so that was taking too long. I decided to use a brush now, because it seems to be absorbing it and not really leaving brush strokes, so this will be quicker, and I'll make sure I have full coverage here. So I'm doing it this way. So the panel and sealer now is pretty much dry. It's going to have to be as dry as it's going to get, because I literally have to finish this tomorrow because I leave on Thursday or Friday, I don't know. This week, basically, to go visit. So it's going to have to be good enough. Hopefully I don't tear anything up by doing it, but we'll have to see. So what I did, I created an image on my computer and of what I want on here, and I cut it out of Stencil vinyl. What I'm doing now, and I actually had to cut it like this and all separated because I don't have a larger than 12-inch mat, and some of this was larger than 12 inches because this is 17 inches wide, so I had to break it up and cut it in sections, and now I got to put it back together. Don't feel like wasting a giant piece of transfer tape, plus transfer tape is a lot stronger than this, and I have a feeling it's going to tear up stuff, so no. And it's not too bad. I'm just going to do these by hand. So I am now lining everything up on the board and sticking my stencil to here, and after this what I'm going to do is actually paint inside the stencil and hope it doesn't bleed and all that good stuff. So we'll see how this works. So now we got this down. It doesn't seem to be the greatest stuff in the world. It doesn't really want to stay down. So we're going to have to press this down as we go, I guess. It's a pain in the butt. This is the same stencil stuff I actually used on the Hyrule tattoo demo that I did, and now I kind of know why it bled underneath, so hopefully we can work with it as we go and it won't bleed. Okay, now let's be smart and start up here so I'm not going to smudge. What I'm going to do is push this in real good. Make sure all our edges are down. best they can be. And here we go. I don't have a sponge. And there you have it for now. I'm going to let this dry. I guarantee you a bunch of this bled because this stencil is not sticking down for some reason and it's a pain in the butt. So I think I need to find some better stencil vinyl or something and finish detailing in there with the cracks. I'm not 100% happy with this board. I didn't realize the cracks were that separated. But hopefully it'll look okay once this pulls up. I still have to do a little decorating on here, so maybe it'll draw its attention away from any mishaps. So we'll see what happens when this gets pulled up. Okay, so this is about as dry as my patience can take. So I'm going to pull it now, at least some of it, because some of it is definitely dry. Okay, so here's what we have. A big disaster, as per usual. So I'm definitely going to have to do something around the top part. Either paint it or probably paint it because it's just too much in the grooves. So a bunch of tips here that I just discovered. I probably should have used a thicker paint because this paint here was thicker. This is Joe Sonia paint, and these were the milk paints, which were very thin. I think the thinness of the paint got in the grooves and just went into the stencil no matter how well attached it was, because some of these were really well down there, yet it leaked everywhere. So thicker paint and probably a thicker layer of sealer on this so it's not absorbent. I guess I didn't put enough still. You really got to coat that good. But, you know, it's salvageable. It actually looks pretty nice in the street, and for doing it by hand without the transfer tape. So now I'm going to try and do some damage control here, and I got to paint some of the decoration on it, and hopefully we'll get something presentable. Okay, so here it is after damage control. I'm quite happy with it actually. I actually like how it looks with the dark behind it. I might actually fill this little piece in here. It doesn't quite fit anything else. But anyway, yeah, I actually quite like it. And next I'm going to do the little leaf decorations I was going to put over here. Hopefully that doesn't ruin the whole thing. So we will see how that goes. Okay, so I've painted my leaves and branches on there. I think it looks okay. I quite like it. I'm actually really happy so far with how this came out. The last thing that's left is to just seal it. I'm going to maybe try some glossy polyacrylic through the airbrush to give it a nice even coating, because all these paints are different types of paints, so they have different types of finishes, and I kind of want to give it one nice solid finish. So I'm either going to go with the polyacrylic, or I might just use the milk paint sealer thing again, but we shall see. This one I definitely want to do through the airbrush because I don't want to risk smudging any of this paint work at all. So it may take a while, as I discovered before when I tried to do that, but it's worth it not to ruin this whole thing. So I went ahead and sprayed a layer of polyacrylic on with my airbrush. You can kind of see it's still kind of uneven. And I think that's because my airbrush is not a broad spraying airbrush, it's a more detail airbrush, so it's not going to spray it completely evenly. So at this point though, I think I am going to go in with the brush. I have that layer on here with the airbrush, so it kind of protects it, so I'm not going to smudge it like crazy, hopefully. So I'm going to go in with the brush now and the polyacrylic to hopefully give it a nice thick coating and not have brush strokes and not make a streak. So here we go. Alright, so I think this is as good as it's going to get. We got a nice shine on here. It's pretty much dry for the most part, and I am glad I got it done in time. I think that's going to look pretty nice on the dining room wall. I hope he likes it. So, thank you again for watching. I hope you liked this little tutorial slash experiment slash whatever you see it as. And please like, comment, share, all that good stuff. I'll put all the links to the stuff that I used in the description here. And thanks again for watching. See you next time.